if you are in a point in your life where you know that you need to make a change and it needs to be drastic, that you are headed west and you need to be headed east, do not ever underestimate your ability to do a 180 in life, to completely change your life, to completely evolve as a human being, to burn yourself to the ground and rise up from the ashes, a new individual with new habits, a new mindset, new goals, a new mission. The list goes on. Do not ever underestimate your ability to do that. And I think a lot of people are convinced by society and by the world that benefits from them not changing. Sometimes it's even people that genuinely do, at their core care about you, your friends, your family. Sometimes those people don't necessarily benefit or think that they would benefit from your changing, especially in a drastic manner. They like you the way you are. They like spending time with you. They like doing certain things with you. They like that you're predictable, because we're all creatures of habit. And we like predictability. At least some of us do, or the most of us do. And so there's always going to be this tug of war battle between you and the world, between you and those around you, whenever it comes to the precipice of changing yourself completely, of altering who you are into who you hope to become. And for most people, they will live their entire lives without ever overcoming the challenge of believing in themselves enough and taking that control and fully comprehending the fact that they can spin around and head the complete opposite direction, and there's no one stopping them. No one. The only person stopping you from completely changing the course of your life is you. Now, of course, there are external inputs and factors that, sure, we can come up with that 1 or 2 percentile instance where you get hit by a drunk driver and you lose your arm, and it's like, okay, yeah, I get it. That person just altered the course of your life, and you didn't get to make that decision, and you can't just go back to having an arm. I get that's a silly example, but you get my point. In the mass majority of instances where you are sitting there, or you are looking to change your life or change the course of it, and you realize that you need to change as an individual, that you need to become the man worthy of the new life that you want, or that you want to create for yourself or for your family or for the sake of those around you. You get what I'm saying? You simply have to sit with yourself and understand that you can do a 180. See, I was doing all those different things, and what I did was I sat down. I actually downloaded an app because I run and I lift, and I said, I'm going to start with the body. Okay? I'm going to start with the body, because the mind will follow the body and the body will follow the mind. It's not one or the other. It's they follow each other. And I don't think that the best thing to do for 99.99% of people is to sit in a room and meditate and think that you're going to master your mind in order to then mindfully push your body to go and do more physical things and get your health in order. I think you're much better off starting off with your body. In fact, I can't count the number of times in transitions in life that I've had where I didn't necessarily get my sleep better. I didn't necessarily get my cortisol or stress levels down on a day-to-day. Like, I had a business to run. It was a stressful endeavor. I knew that when I went into business, that was the lifestyle that I was going to take on in my work life, in that I only eat what I kill, right? I have to go out there and I have to get clients and I have to convince them to pay me for a service, and my income is not set or guaranteed. My retirement is not set or guaranteed. There's no 401k or 401k matching or insurance or benefits. Like, I knew that when I went into this. And that was over 7.5 years ago. And so a lot of times I would start the physical stuff. I would start a running regimen. I would start my lifting regimen, and I'd still be getting piss poor sleep. Like I said, couldn't get my stress levels down, was drinking still, but I showed up each and every day and I forced my body to go through it. And eventually you're continuing to show up and you're there, and maybe you're sleep deprived, slightly hungover from trying to drink and get yourself to sleep the night before, but that meant you didn't get any quality sleep or REM sleep, and you kind of just force your way through the motions. You show up for your run the next day, and about 1 or 2 miles into your run, and you're like, why the fuck am I continuing to do this to myself? Why am I doing this to myself? This run is so much more painful because of the decisions that I made leading up to it, right? And so eventually then your brain starts thinking like that, and the mind starts to follow. It starts putting 2 and 2 together. I say it in a lot of my videos, the path will illuminate as you walk it. It's like, it's the execution, it's the action taking that will give you the feedback that you need to fuel your mind with the actual information it needs to make decisions, right? Like, if I just didn't go out for those runs and I just sat there and I thought, you'll just think yourself in fucking circles. Most of your problems is that you are overthinking everything in life, that you are overthinking a change in your life, as opposed to just starting to take steps in the right direction. So start with the physical. What I did was this time around, like, I literally downloaded Runna or something, some kind of running app, and I programmed a marathon running program, because why the fuck not? I mean, I'll just do I think it's a 4-month program, 16-week program, where you run a marathon on the last day of it. So I figured, why the hell not? I'll just do that. And then I set up all my workout blocks. So I have 5 regimented workout days that are set lifts, and those are done in the gym in the afternoons. Usually I run in the mornings. And then I have some free-flowing days on like the other 2 days or whatever, if I want to go in, do some stretch work, mobility work, whatever it is. And so with that, I had a regimen for my body, and I just start executing on it. Now I'm not drinking. Now I'm trying to go to bed earlier, even though, like, still I'm in the early stages of this transition. So the sleep has definitely not quite come around yet. But if you tire your body out enough, if you do enough work throughout the day and you put in enough effort, like, eventually, at least in my experience, by like month 2, maybe month 3 at the most, your body will literally just start shutting you down, right? And you're going to have to navigate the fact that sometimes it's going to shut you down in like the middle of the day. Like, I've certainly had that happen, where I just run myself ragged, and I come home from a meeting with a client and I have lunch, and then I sit down for a second and I wake up 2.5 hours later, laying down on the couch, drooling all over myself. Like, that can certainly happen, but eventually what happens is you just continue to wear yourself down to where the sleep starts coming around, and you're watching what you're putting in your mouth. You're watching your diet and your nutrition. Because if you don't fuel that machine while you continue to press your body to new limits, like, you're going to be in a lot of pain. So it's just like your body's instincts is going to be like, oh, send signals to the brain to tell us to fucking have an appetite and eat more food. Sorry about that. Quick cut. Camera overheated on the dash of the truck. Sun's coming up here. But more or less, I guess what I'm trying to get at in this video is that if you want to make a change, you simply have to understand the fact that you are capable of making far more drastic changes than you think you are, or than people in society are going to tell you that you can. And if you want it bad enough, you'll do it. There's nothing necessarily wrong at a fundamental level with the whole 1% better every day or the compounding interest of marginal gains. Like, I understand that. But some of us are in a position in life. In my past, I have certainly been in one of these positions in my earlier 20s. Some of us are in a position in life where we cannot afford another day living the life that we're currently living. And we don't, like, if we were to improve 1% every day, it would take years for us to simply be at level ground. And I guess what I'm trying to tell you, and what I hope for the premise of this video to be, is that you need to sit with yourself and decide if you want to change bad enough. And if you do, you have to flip that fucking switch. You have to flip that switch. And don't let anyone tell you that you are being unrealistic. Because so long as you continue to live by their standards and what they deem as fit for you or realistic for you, then you're just going to continue the same trajectory, the same downward trajectory. And you're going to continue to take momentum for granted. So decide what you want to do. And if that means plotting a course in the complete polar opposite direction of your current course in life, then so be it. And I'm here to tell you that, again, regardless of what everyone tells you, you are capable. You are absolutely capable. And I believe in you. And I hope that if you are in a position where you need to turn your life around, that you do. I hope that you burn yourself down to ash and then rise from those very same ashes. And that you endure the pain and the suffering necessary to become the man worthy of the life that you want. I appreciate you all tuning in. I will catch you all on the next video. God bless.